Here are 3 things that every MCU fan should remember before Avengers Doomsday. Point number 1 is that Loki is currently the god of stories. In Loki Season 2, we see that he ascends into this role by basically sacrificing himself and holding the multiverse together, allowing it to exist in a way we hadn't seen before, shaping it into this multiversal world tree. And while this hasn't been fully explored since then, we can kind of guess that because Tom Hiddleston is returning in Avengers Doomsday, this potential creation of his God of Stories role will have some sort of role to play within the film. Talking about Loki, that leads me to point number 2, and that is that variants exist. Now, there are actually 2 ways to become a variant, and that is either you are displaced from time or in a universe altogether. For those of you that are like, what do you mean by time variants? Think about Loki from seasons 1 and 2, and then also Thanos from Endgame. They are time variants. Universal variants are people like Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine. It's important to remember this just because that means we will potentially be getting a lot of variants in Avengers Doomsday. The best examples of this are more than likely going to be the X-Men. These are not the X-Men that we have seen before. They are going to be something entirely new. Now, point number 3 is to remember that the MCU has introduced multiple ways for a timeline to die off or be erased. The first one is if you have the power or the technology to do so, you absolutely can. Second way and the third way are actually very different. The second one is incursions. For those of you that don't remember, incursions were introduced back in Multiverse of Madness and is when 2 universes collide and are destroyed entirely. Now, the third one has been introduced more recently in Deadpool and Wolverine, and that is the death of an anchor being. If an anchor being dies, that timeline slowly begins to die off. Now, while we don't know which they are going to explore further in Avengers Doomsday, potentially subversion of all 3, it's important to remember they are fundamentally different because it will help you understand better what ends up happening in the movie.